Welcome everyone to Talented Universe on this 22nd day of December in 2025. And I have Marcia with me. Marcia, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm with you, boy. December 22nd. Boy, we're racing toward the end of the year, but I'm here and ready.
And we're ready. Well, I should have asked beforehand, but Danny, last name is pronounced the Spanish way normally?
Or it's pronounced Arroyo, but if you want to be cool, it's Arroyo.
Okay, that's what well, you just pronounce it, so I'm not even going to butcher it up because I'm terrible sometimes at butchering it. So, Danny, thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure. I find it funny that a lot of people do mispronounce my name because here in Los Angeles, especially heading towards Pasadena, there's the Arroyo Parkway, and there's a ton of streets just named Arroyo. So, and it's like people have never heard it before. I'm like, you do know there's a highway called Arroyo Parkway. You drive it every day on the 5, you know. So.
Well, they don't think of that.
Yeah, they don't.
They think it's the 5. That's
what they call it. Yeah,
that's what they call it, and that's all it is. No matter what the signs say. So, I understand. I understand that. So, just getting started. Behind you, you said that's some of your work that you have done and things you're into.
Yeah, if you really want to get to know who I am, you just go to the wall behind me and you'll be like, oh, this guy's into, clearly, comic books. He's into superheroes. And that right there is called The Last Smile. It's a feature film I did based on a true story, and I won Best Actor for that in a film festival a few years back. Mm-hmm. Terrific movie. That right there is Bite, based on a true story where my home was invaded by bed bugs. It was a very traumatic 2 or 3 months, just terrible. So I decided to make a very funny short film about it, and it's won like 10 or 11 awards at film festivals: best comedy, best director, best actor. So yeah, I have a bunch more. Oh yeah, for instance, we're on my wall. That's one of my favorite jobs I ever did up there. You can kind of see me in a superhero pose here. That's a Heineken commercial I did where I got to play a quasi Robin to my Batman here, and we're not fighting, but we're trying to hire people who can bring us Heinekens to drink. So it's very fun.
Oh, okay.
Very fun, very funny. Good times, good memories.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. Now, quickly into verticals. When did you do your first vertical? I'm sure you get asked this all the time.
Yeah. Oh, my first vertical was shot a year ago, August. I had heard about it, was like, what is, like everybody else during that time, because,
yeah, it was pretty new.
Still pretty new. What is it? What's going on? I submitted for it. As my reps, they submit me for projects. I submit myself for projects. So it's a nice symbiosis of like keeping me busy working. And they called me into audition, submitted my tape, and grateful that they enjoyed it. They really did like it, and came into film. Shot it in Pasadena, actually.
Oh, okay.
It was a great experience.
Not too far then.
Yeah, not too far. And it was kind of a learning curve because I had to kind of learn. They wanted you to stand, it's vertical.
Close.
So you have to stand a certain way, kind of stand behind somebody. There was one point where as I was chatting with somebody, they were like, hey, you need to look over here. So it looks like you're looking at her here while there's 2 cameras running. And I was like, oh. So it didn't take long to learn, about a day or so. And I went, okay, I got this. It's just different. But you got to trust the camera people, trust the producers. They know what they're doing. You know where you stand. Just know your lines. Say the words with truth. Be truthful, and you'll be fine. And let them guide you, which is what happened. And then from there, we just took off.
Now, after you did the first one and you had to explain to people that maybe hadn't heard about verticals yet, how did you end up explaining it to them, or just you didn't even try?
It was, I had a lot of people ask me, well, what was it like? Is it, I mean, are they just taking their phones out and holding? I go, no. These are professionally filmed productions. They're taking, in essence, a script, a film script, anywhere between, let's say, 90 pages and 120 pages, sometimes longer. So you're filming as if you're filming a film. Say that 3 times fast. And you're doing the whole entire scene. They're doing coverage. They're doing, dirty shots. They're doing two shots. They're doing the wide shot, the master. They always have two cameras running. So nothing's different. Just maybe that the camera in its place is shot like this.
Right.
And then when they edit it, they cut this 120-page thing into 80 episodes, 80 1 minute, 1 minute 30-second episodes. And when I explained it to them, they were like, "Oh, that's interesting." So you're not like shooting little 1 minute pieces. I go, "No, you're not at all. You're shooting an entire thing." And they were like, "Okay, cool." And then the next question would be something like, "Is it union? Is it non-union?" And I go, "Well, they haven't really done the union thing yet." So, but for what it's worth, I'm grateful for Verticals and all the work that they've provided, because I have a lot of friends of mine who were able to give up their day job working as waiters, or
we've heard that from a lot of the actors that are doing it, and they're so grateful. Yeah.
And I'm nothing but grateful to see my friends working who are like struggling just to make money, doing jobs that they don't love, and now it's like, well, I'm working now.
Mm-hmm.
Building up my my credits, and definitely learning on set, and hopefully bigger and better things come for them too as well. So it's been a great experience for me. I'm grateful for it.
Well, that is a good thing. I was going to just discuss, I just saw one of your movies. I was surprised you weren't there until like 3/4 in, and I go, well, I thought he was going to be in sooner than this. And now the title is gone from me, and I hate that, but I'm looking it up. Objection. The legal queen is in charge now.
Yeah, well, that was probably maybe my fifth vertical. It wasn't necessarily a huge role. I appear in the very beginning, and then you don't see me till the last 3/4 of the film.
I didn't even see you in the first one. I missed you in the first.
Oh, you did? Yeah,
I missed you.
In the beginning, I'm the gentleman who's her valet, chauffeur, her number one, who takes care of everything for her. And then she goes about her day and the whole movie. And then you see me later on come in, where I then let everybody know that she is the legal queen in charge. She is the head lawyer.
And you are not the one that owns all the companies that everybody seemed to have thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just her assistant. Yeah.
What I find funny about that episode, I've told this to people, is that I forgot that I auditioned for the lead role in that one. So I auditioned for the lead role. And then they reach out to me because they know my work and whatnot. Mm-hmm. We want to offer you this job here. And I was like, great. Didn't connect the dots that this was the same production. So as I'm on the production and I'm seeing, 3/4 into the film, I come in and I'm hearing the dialogue and I'm going, wait, this sounds familiar. Like, I think I might have read for this a month ago. So I came to realize that I don't think I got the gig because I wasn't big enough. And that's the thing about Verticals that everybody's aware of, mm-hmm. that does Verticals. They want their acting big, because people are watching it on their phone. People are watching it while they're maybe doing the dishes, and they're maybe doing this, and they're maybe doing that. So they need big acting. When I perform it and when I do my auditions, I'm about keeping it as real as possible, keeping it, in tune. I'm responding to you. You're going to get the truth out of me. And if I have to push it for the truth of the scene, you will get that. You will get that. But when I saw the actors performing on set, great actors, they were very big. And I went, oh, that's a lesson that I had never realized. So now when I submit auditions for Verticals, and maybe for other people,
especially the lead,
especially if it's the lead, people who are watching this, maybe they'll learn, give them a big one. Even when, if you feel uncomfortably, might be, this is
too
not
much
what I would do. But then I give them a real one. They get two from me. So if they go, oh, that's the good one there. Oh, he also can do that as well too. So, so it was a good lesson that day to see that.
Yeah, I bet that was kind of like a, huh? But then again, a lot of the Verticals, especially in the early times, the scripts were very similar. So, I mean, that might have, that would have, if I had been in that situation, I would have thought, oh, that's just one that sounds like. I wouldn't have thought that I'd actually tried out for it. So
Yeah, like I said, it had been a month or so, and when I was offered the job, it was like, "Can you show up tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Happy to do it. Learn my lines, write my lines out, learn them." So, and I had probably maybe auditioned for 10 or 15 other verticals in between then.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So just hearing the dialogue and just realizing with the names and everything, like the dots connected. And I went, I did read for this, and that's the part I read for. And I just, as I'm doing the scene, I'm just watching him and I'm going, and that's how I learned. I was like, oh, he's really, like I said, he's a good actor. He's a good dude, but he's bringing it way up here, and that's what they want. That's what they're looking for. And if you want to be in verticals, that's what you kind of have to do.
That's what you got to do. Yeah.
But I'll always send in another version of me being real as can be. I will always do that as well.
Well, that makes sense. Marsha, I'm going to go ahead to you. I'm sure you've got some burning questions.
Yeah, that's a very interesting way to go about it. I hadn't heard an actor say that.
No, I hadn't either.
Two different types of auditions. I can see that. And I understand that you originally, although you are in LA now, that you're originally from the Bronx.
Yeah. Born in the Bronx, lived there for the first 8 years or so of my life.
Okay.
The parents, thank goodness for them. They were like, well, it's not the safest area. We see where things are going. And they up and moved to Jersey, where my dad became a cop for the state of New Jersey. Oh. And it just became a whole different life. I mean, you see the background that Michael's in right now? That's where we kind of moved to in Jersey. So we went from the concrete jungles of the Bronx to a very suburban, was able to start playing sports, football, get involved in theater, and do all these great things that I really wasn't doing. And my parents saw where I was headed if I continued to live there. So grateful to them because they really changed it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I was born and raised in New York City. I was born in Harlem and raised in Queens, actually.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah. And
you're not there now. You're not there now.
I'm in Northeast Florida now. Although I will always be a New Yorker at heart. I don't know how you feel about it, but
I still root for the Giants and Jets. Oh Lord, the Yankees. The thing about when you're in a city that has multiple teams, like I grew up a Giants fan, hated the Jets, loved the Mets, hated the Yankees. Living now in LA for as many years as I have, I've grown to appreciate all the New York teams. So when I go back home, they give me a hard time. They're like, "How do you like both teams? You're a traitor. You're this." But when here in LA, I'm like, I'm just rooting for all New York teams now. So now I find myself rooting for the Jets, Giants, and everybody, Knicks, you name it.
Well, yeah, Michael was going, because I'm a huge sports fan.
Yeah.
I grew up a Jets fan and a Mets fan. I mean, seriously.
we feel each other's pain here. I don't know what it's going to take for the Jets. The Giants, well, at least they've won a few Super Bowls in the last 20 years. But I don't know. Yes, they just don't. It's just a bad luck franchise, man. But they're going to have a high draft pick next year.
Yeah.
See what happens. So the Giants.
Well, and the Jets, incidentally, there were a Jeopardy question a couple of nights ago. It was something like, what NFL team went to the Super Bowl before Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon and has never been back since?
Yeah, that's the dang Jets. Yeah, when they beat Baltimore, a team that they were not supposed to beat, and Joe Namath guaranteed, and he won.
Joe Namath is I've had the opportunity to meet him twice.
That's cool. That's one of the things about having been in this industry for a while. Like I can't tell you how many celebrities, quote unquote celebrities, I've met, and it's been a thrill to meet them. A lot of people grew up being big fans of them. But it's always been for me more the smaller stars. Like when I met like a couple of the people from the Brady Bunch, I was like, oh my God, that's from the Brady Bunch. Or from smaller things that in my childhood I remember. And sports figures. When I meet sports figures, like if I had met Namath, I'd have been like, whoa, starstruck.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but that's always been that way.
Well, and if you said you're a Dodgers fan, you're in LA. Edwin Diaz, our Clouser is now a Dodger, so I'm still shedding a tear over that, and Alonso for another reason. But so
The Dodgers just keep building him, but the Dodgers trying to win the next 10 World Series the way they're going.
Oh, that World Series was amazing.
It was great, wasn't it? Wasn't it? It was pretty great. I was rooting for the other team, but you know, 'cause I want to. I want to see new teams win. I'm always about giving new guys a chance. You know what I mean? Like, I love dynasties. I appreciate the Patriots dynasty. I appreciate the Chiefs dynasty, but we need new teams to win. I'd like to see that. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. If we do a sports show, I'm gonna. You need to be on it so I can hear your point of view more.
Let's cry over all our teams is not doing so well.
Yeah. And to move into acting, well, you're an actor, producer, writer, director. You do it all. You have over 100 credits.
Yeah.
and you're still so young, and that is amazing. That's amazing.
It helps that I started when I was younger, so that really just that does help. And you know, good fortune. I mean, look, there have been times where it's been very lean. This is the life of an actor. You're going to hear this from everybody. It's times when it's just like nothing's happening, and then sometimes, like for me, the last couple of years, it's just been hitting really great. And you just got to just keep showing gratitude when it's slow, and show gratitude when it's going great, and they all just going to work itself out. And hopefully, there'll be a point where it's just the work is just consistent. It's just like automatic.
Yeah. Well, and it's a tribute to you. I mean, they just don't, just because you have acted, you get another one. You do it because they want you and they think you're good. So,
Yeah. I tell you, those are the ones where I feel the most grateful in general to the universe and energy and the acting, but also to the people who offer me the jobs, that they remember the work I did, or they seen the work. They're like, we like what you did, and then they offer the gigs. I've had a few of those happen, and I've had great experiences, and it's just humbling that they feel that I can contribute to their production, and I'm like, I sure can, and I just always try to give my best on those. So I do love those offers,
Yeah. And I'd like to zoom in on one that particularly struck me was Day Labor, which was a movie that you did with Corin Nemec, who I do
love Corin.
Yeah,
I love Corin.
I met him and worked with him a little bit, but because of Stargate, because I'm a sci-fi person, so he was in Stargate SG-1, and so we had him as a guest a couple of times.
Nice.
That movie was intense.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful you got to see it. I have some funny stories with that. Remember when I mentioned about being starstruck by different things, necessarily, oh, there's Denzel Washington, who I've met, shook his hand, and I was like, wow, that was super cool. But you fanboy sometimes. When I met Corin down in Baja, we were filming this in a few years back. Well, yeah, I remember. Was it 2020? I think it was. I was like the guy from The Stand, because I'm a big Stephen King fan. So he played Harold Lauder in The Stand.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's like just know I'm gonna fanboy a little bit. I know that we're gonna act for the next month together. We're supposed to fight, and I kill you at one point, but I'm totally fanboying that, right? Like, tell me about The Stand. Tell me about the shoot. How was it? And we just hit it off great. We're still good friends today. So just a wonderful experience. Yeah, and that was also an offer. I guess they had an actor who had another commitment, chose not to come in. Something, I'm not sure exact details, but they saw my work. People remember me from previous gigs. They looked me up, and that was an offer, and it was so great. Just a great time.
It was, and I recommend people watching Day Labor. It is a very intense movie about day laborers who are, they work day by day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's day labor is about I play an army guy who got out early, suffering from massive PTSD, struggling to support his wife, who's 9 months pregnant.
Yeah.
Works as a day laborer, like the way people go to, let's say, a Home Depot, and they're just looking for any kind of work that they can get. God bless them. People just need to work sometimes. They're just trying to raise a family and take care of their family, and that's what I'm doing. And these, again, it's a movie. We got to have over the top bad guys. These guys come in and they hire a bunch of us, bring us to their field, huge acreage. Have us start, mowing and cutting corn and stuff, and they drug us, and then they have us locked into this area, and they go, you have 24 hours to escape. You don't belong here. Most of you, probably all of you, are illegal aliens, and no one's going to miss you anyway. So just don't know that I'm a former veteran who can actually fight back, and that was what a great concept there. So I'm able to fight back and watch the movie and see what happens. But ultimately, I do. It was great.
And when you were talking about verticals, I don't think you mentioned the name of your first vertical. What was the name?
Yeah, well, it's, I always joke because, verticals always have those funny names where they give you the full title. Like, you're going to know exactly what this is about. Billionaire queen marries, jailhouse guy who happens to be your werewolf. Whatever the situation is. My first one was called. What was my first one called? My first one was called. Oh my goodness! Movie star, married. Wow! I'm gonna have to. This is when it gets crazy. When you look, grateful. I've done enough work where I'm actually forgetting the name of the thing. That is.
They all blend in. They all blend in.
Yeah. Pregnant and married to a
movie star. Yeah,
that was the first one I did, and I played the agent to the movie star, which was a lot of fun. Really talented actor. That's good memories there. Just good memories of that first one. Yeah. Did you guys get a chance to see it?
No, you have so many. I would still be watching all your stuff. And wish I would go back and watch some more. But yeah.
Now, Pregnant and Married to a Movie Star was a real short production. And then, like 2 months later, as I'm still auditioning for many different things, film, TV, verticals, commercials, another role came up from real short. And this one was called The Lady Boss's Small Town Valentine. And in that one,
you played Todd, right?
I played Todd. Yeah. So in the first one, Pregnant and Married to a Movie Star, I was like the third lead. So not necessarily the lead guy, but I was, significant. And Lady Boss's Small Town Valentine, I was the third or fourth lead there, playing Todd, who is like the best friend to the boss, who falls in love with the lady boss. Now, we filmed that one in the mountains of Idlewild. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, but it's a beautiful location. And we're up in the mountains, clean air, crisp air. You can see all the stars. And it's supposed to take place in the winter. So there was very, very light snow. So a lot of the snow that you see there is just CGI, which was really great. And I've never played a guy who was chasing people with knives trying to kill them. I felt like Jason and Michael Myers combined. It was pretty great. But it was a really fun experience. It was about a week of filming on that one. Just a great experience. Made some really good friends there that I'm still friends with to this day.
Speaking of snow, you and I just saw a clip from a movie, The Resistance, that looked like you were in snow.
Wow. Yeah. I appreciate that you dug deep. The Resistance was a pilot that I shot many years ago. There was not supposed to be snow. California, it doesn't snow. It just doesn't snow in California unless you're up in the mountains. So we drove about an hour north to find this location to film this scene here where the guy, it's a futuristic pilot, and someone steals my clothes in the middle of the night, and I'm stuck in my boxers and my boots.
Oh yeah.
Find this person here. So when we get to the location, it's like, yo man, there's snow on the ground here. It's like, this never happens. Like, I know, but we still got to film. I was like, do I still need to have the clothes off? He was like, well, yeah, they stole your clothes. So can you like warm up in the car and run out and then do the scene and go back in the car? And I was like, all right, let's do it. And so that's real. I
I wondered.
the guy who I'm chasing, who stole all my clothes, he's never seen snow. I remember the story. He'd never seen it, and he was excited. And I remember him running and just jumping into the snow, like at a different part where we're filming. And he was just like, "Oh my god!" And I went, "Dude, you're gonna regret that in like 10 minutes."
Yeah.
My God. You know, I was like, I've been living with snow all my life. And sure enough, he was freezing. But
Oh,
good day and good memories. Wow, it was just, and they never got picked up. But that was a great concept. It would have been fun.
hey, you never know. As much content as is needed today, you never know. Somebody may go, let's pull that one, and then
Why
boom.
Man, and I would do it again in the snow, in just boxes with no shirt. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
There you go. Michael, did you want it back or?
Yeah, let me take it back for a minute, and then I'll give it back to you. What got you started into acting? You said it was young. You were young. Did you? I think you kind of said it, but I just wanted more details about how the career, how it started.
I'd be happy to. You know, I think when you're young, my parents definitely saw it. You start watching just an overabundance of TV, and start watching a lot of movies, and I started quoting back to my parents. You know, remembering I remember my dad's like, you know, that movie Saw, you're like, can say it, you know, backwards and forwards, like, you know, that's too much watching, but that's what I enjoyed. And I remember seeing a movie called Superman with Christopher Reeve.
Mm.
You know, it was playing on HBO back when HBO was still brand new and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, you know, as a young person watching this, and I'm such a big superhero fan, and then having seen him, Christopher Reeve, play in another movie, and I went, oh, wait a second. That's like a job there. Because I guess me as a young boy, I'm thinking, oh, you know, this is like them for real. Like, what do I know? You know? And I'm like, oh, wait, that's a job. Oh, wait a second. That guy who played Jor-El, he's in a movie called The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Marlon Brando? Like, I'm just like, couldn't be any more of a novice. And I'm starting to learn. I realized this is a profession that could be fun to do. You know, like, I think I may want to do this. I want to play a superhero, which ultimately was how it all started, where I started really working out, started, you know, dedicating my life there. It just became because I was into cartoons and superheroes and fitness and then acting. So that's kind of how it really started for me, like that passion. And it became what it is today. And to this day here, I can still quote movies left and right. I probably know 10,000 movie quotes that every now and then I'll just, in an appropriate situation, and depending on the conversation, I'll just say a quote that matches, and someone will go, "That's from a movie, right?" And I go, "Yeah, this is exactly right."
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be all over that.
Well, that's good. Looking back, what types of movies besides superhero movies?
Mm-hmm.
What other movies, TV shows did you watch when you were growing up that got you interested in this?
Well, my parents they loved The Godfather, the one too. So I remember watching that with them when I was younger, and just realizing how great it was, seeing how they were into it, and that's still my number one film of all time, the first Godfather film. So there was that. My dad used to record on his VCR back when VCRs were brand new, a lot of old shows, and I'd watch it with him. I remember watching, I still love this show to this day, a show called Columbo.
Yes.
With Peter Falk.
Peter Falk, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I used to watch this with my dad all the time, and my dad's still with us, thank goodness. And we talk about it, like it'll come on, like, you know, they're playing this Columbo episode where this happened. Yeah, I remember we watched that back then. So a lot of that was just great. My dad used to record, I remember, Get Smart and watch it with me on the VCR. Oh, you're gonna love this, son. So he used to just let me see a lot of the shows that he loved. Mm-hmm. And he'd record and we watch it together. And that was a gift. That was really, truly great. I haven't thought about that in a while. But little things like that. And then I just started exploring myself, like movies on my own. You know, back when you used to rent movies at Blockbuster, or whatever. Back
Yes,
when I used to have a
uh-huh.
Blockbuster. Remember, there was a day you used to go to the store and like pick out a movie that you got one day to return, or you had a weekend to return it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I started doing that. And HBO was like I said, was new, so they would start to show movies there. And I remember kind of watching a lot of James Bond movies there. God, what was another movie? Was that? I think Flash Gordon. Remember that movie
Yes.
in the day?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That is one of the great camp movies of all time. Flash Gordon. It's perfectly camp, but not corny. It's a great. So I remember seeing things like that and going, I think I can do this. So. Things like that, yeah.
I wanted to see a sequel to that, but it never happened.
No, it didn't. That
never happened. But yeah.
I remember my I was watching again back on the early HBO days with my dad. I think my mom too. There was a movie called Foul Play that was just playing. I mean, that came out in the 70s, but this was playing like in the 80s on HBO. I remember watching that movie like over and over and over, and that's with Chevy Chase and Han, comedy. And I've always even today I'm like, I would love to remake that film. That would be a great film to just be remade there. So I remember watching that and going, I could do that,
Mm-hmm. So maybe someday, you never know.
Oh, it happened.
It might happen. Marsha, I'll go back to you.
Well, when you mentioned Goldie Hawn and with comedy, one of my favorite comedies of hers is with Kurt Russell, Overboard.
Yeah. That, I'm telling you, I think HBO must have played that like 5 or 6 times during the day because they had minimal movies. They just didn't have enough to show. So they would just show the same movies 3 times in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used to watch the heck out of that. It's great.
Yeah. Talk about quotes. We could start at the beginning and probably end up and we could have a nice challenge with
you and I would have a good time doing that. We just doing quotes back and forth here.
Yeah, and you mentioned that one of your favorite movies was also Superman, Richard Donner, and that
who I got to work with on Lethal Weapon 4.
Oh my goodness! I saw him once at Comic-Con. I was in a panel, not in the audience, not with him, but he was. Oh my goodness! What was that like? Being able to work with the man.
There's the starstruck part again. I mean, I remember when I read for Lethal 4, I was already a fan of the first 3 films, especially the first 2. I love the film. And I was doing a lot of boxing at the time, a ton of boxing. I was extremely, extremely fit. And I got called in to read for it and read the scene, what you see in the film, even though it got edited down. And then I remember they came back, they were like, well, we're thinking about making a kickboxing. Can you kickbox? So I started taking some kickboxing classes just to make sure I don't miss out. And they're like, we're not going to do kickboxing, just keep it boxing. Come in again and read again. And I was like, okay, whatever you need. Going to see this really great cast director who's no longer with us, Marianne Doherty, and my friend Doug Wright, who was her assistant, who was calling me in, who I'm still great friends with to this day. And then get the call and it's like, yeah, you got it. And it was like, oh my God. I grew up watching these movies. I'm going to be in this one here. And my scene is with the Martin Riggs character. And of course, Danny Glover's character is there as well. Arriving on set, on the stage, there's a ton of people at the gym. There's this big, huge gym, and there's a boxing ring. I can't see anybody. There's just so many people. I'm like, I wonder where Mr. Donner is. I wonder where Mel Gibson is. Oh my God. And where's Danny Glover? Where are they? And I remember they're like, Danny, we're ready. And they pull me along and they pull me into the back room and it's just parting. And as it keeps on parting, all of a sudden there's Martin Riggs, there's Mel Gibson. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is unbelievable. Wow. And I was like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Danny Arroyo. He was like, hey, man, good to see you. Let's have some fun. I was like, wow, it's great. So we had a whole scene there where he and I were just hitting the heavy bag first, which got cut out of the film. And then he winds up, because he's feeling old. That's the theme of the film. I'm getting too old for this, SHIT. And then he challenges me to a fight in the ring. And that's what you see in the film. We're fighting each other and he realizes that he can't beat me. and he pretends to throw his arm out. And in the end realized that he faked it so that way he can get out. He's like, I can't hang anymore. I can't do this anymore. So that was a day of filming. Got great pictures of him. He was extremely pleasant and kind and sweet, and so was Danny Glover. I got to see Jet Li. It was like, my God.
Amazing.
Like, what is, and there was Richard Donner, who my favorite all-time favorite superhero film, did Superman. I'm like, and there he's right there correcting me. It was as surreal can be, you know. And they're making a Lethal 5, believe it or not. They're making a Lethal Weapon 5. So if anybody is there is producing it or whatever, you know, bring back the character, you know, bring back the Gomez guy.
You never know. Lethal Weapon. I didn't know that. Thank you for that tidbit.
Yeah, well, thank you for reminding me of it. It just kind of led to that. That's amazing.
And I have so much I wanted to bring up with you, but I wanted to segue from the Superman into. I understand that I know you've been to a couple of Comic-Cons. That I know.
Nice. Many, yeah.
So, San Diego, LA, others? Mostly those.
Mostly those out here. I've been to the New York one years ago, but I haven't been back to New York during a Comic-Con. But man, I mean, San Diego Comic-Con, I've probably been to like maybe 10 of them. And they're always a blast. They're great. Even the year of COVID, when everybody had to wear a mask, that was very funny because everybody's in their outfits and their costumes, they're cosplaying, and they're wearing a mask. So it was just, it is what it was, you know. But it's just a great time. I just go there and I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe of everybody and how they dress.
And you wear a costume.
Yeah, well, I mean, I will go as far as, like, I've worn a mask and I've worn my Nightwing shirt. I've done the Clark Kent with the glasses and you know the thing here where you can see the Superman underneath the suit. I've gone as Daredevil. I've gone as the Punisher wearing my black leather jacket with the Punisher symbol underneath. And so I do that, but I haven't gone crazy like some of the people, not that they're crazy. I love it. That go all out and they take 3 months to build an outfit. And I just respect it. I'm just there taking pictures all day. I'm a massive fan.
Yeah. I have been to San Diego more than a couple of times. I actually have produced some panels with Stargate, mostly at San Diego.
Yeah. Has Corin been a part of it?
Huh?
Has Corin been a part of your panels?
Yes. As a matter of fact, that's where I met him. First was at San Diego Comic-Con, and he was signing, and I was track director at DragonCon, another convention in Atlanta. And I was, and he said he would like to come as a guest, and so we brought him in to Atlanta for DragonCon, and it's Comic-Cons are, you know what I'm talking about. It's where you find your people. Almost anybody, any type, anywhere, everybody's accepted.
Yeah. I always try to bring friends with me. I'm able to get an extra ticket to bring friends who maybe never seen it and they experience. They're just in awe. They're in awe. And before I forget, and please continue with your questions, but I just want to also give a shout out to my agents in Albuquerque, Presley Talent, Tina Presley. Thank you for connecting me with this here because I'm having a blast. You guys are bringing up some really great memories, and I just think the world of Tina. She's awesome.
That's
and it's because of her I was able to get an episode of a TV show on Netflix called Pulse, which has thus been canceled already. Sad to say. And also the small little thing on.
You played a doctor.
I played a doctor on that one. Yeah,
I remember that.
I thought for sure they were going to bring us back for season 2, and it got canceled. But also through Tina, I was also able to get a small part in the TV show Pluribus. So I appeared in episode 5 of Pluribus that's playing on Apple TV. So thank you, Tina. You're awesome. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I saw that Pluribus. That's new too. That's a fairly new show.
Yeah, and that's Vince Gilligan, creator who also created Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. He's a good dude. I've met him many times, and he's been very cordial and friendly with me. So thank you.
Okay, this is Marsha Fun Time.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Since you're into I know you're into meditation and all kinds of kind of harmonious things. To You teach people meditation, you do meditation almost every day. No, every day.
Yeah.
So I sometimes I watch reality shows or competition shows. You mentioned Columbo. We did a complete watch of Columbo with one of the producers for Stargate SG-1, Joe Malazzi. We
Hmm.
watched every single episode,
Oh, wow.
and now that we're doing the movies as well. But as an aside for me, I actually Lori Walters from Eight Is Enough was in a Columbo movie, and she and I were on the $25,000 pyramid together. She helped
Oh,
me win, so I'm
that's
I'm
cool.
indebted to Lori Walters and
How long ago was this?
huh?
How long
Oh,
ago was the $25,000 pyramid?
Oh, it was in New York at the time. It was like 30 years ago.
Was that a Dick Clark
It was Dick Clark.
hosting?
It was Dick Clark.
Wow.
It was Dick Clark.
What a great story.
Yeah, but so reality shows. You if you had to be on a contestant on either a reality show, a game show, a competition show, I know what. And talking to you and looking, and I have something in mind for you, but I want to see what you think, since it's you who be going on the show. If you were going to be on a competition game, baking, cooking.
I understand your question. What kind of reality show would I be, or which one that's out now would I
Would you be a contestant on? Or dancing show, Dancing with the Stars, singing, cooking,
I
pottery.
yeah, I'll be honest. I don't really watch many. We know what I admire. I like my mom watches. I guess you don't call this reality show. It's more of a game show. She loves Jeopardy. She loves Wheel of Fortune. She loves The Price
There
is
you
Right.
go.
Yeah, like I would love to be able to say that I have the advanced knowledge, genius knowledge, to be able to be a Jeopardy contestant. But when they do Celebrity Jeopardy, I can answer. I seem to answer all those questions pretty good. So I seem to do pretty good with that one. But I would love to be able to answer all the other ones, and I can tell you, what the pi symbol is for an electron, or what the 60-second symbol is on the periodic table. I wish I can tell you that, because that's what you need to kind of know, or name all the capitals of all the countries in the world. Then I'd be like, that's pretty good. I can do that, but not quite.
That.
Yeah.
And as an aside, I actually tried out for Jeopardy too, and I did not. It's harder than people might think. I did not get on that show.
Well, yeah, you have to be of a certain. I'm assuming 160 and above. Easily, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. But I like your direction, that you would like to have that knowledge. I think that's fabulous.
Oh yeah, I value intelligence so much. I mean, some people, they have the intelligence, they have the creativity, they have maybe a passion. I mean, we all excel at something. So I do read a lot. I do try to learn as much as I can. So I do value that. But there's also something to creativity as well. The work that we do, I've heard people say, well, how long are you going to keep doing this? Or, is it a real thing doing this? It's not a real job. They're not saving lives. You know what? When I went to Verticon a few months back, shout out to Verticon, thank you for inviting me there. And you had all these people show up from all over the world, fans of verticals. I mean, people from South Africa, people from Australia, people from Germany showed up. And instead of me just talking about me, I asked them, why do you love verticals? Or why do you love, watching us perform? And man, the stories that came out were like, I separated from my husband, or I was in an abusive relationship, or this had happened. And I was able to find solace watching your work and lose myself in this. And I went, there's something to creativity. We may not be curing cancer, but we can help you out of an emotional state, to feel better, to feel more, to allow you to dream. That's what we do here. We're here to be as truthful as we can to the words that are written, perform, entertain, hopefully maybe make you laugh, maybe make you cry. And when you leave there, hopefully we've affected you. And there's something to that. And so I try to tell people that just be proud of the fact that you are helping others in that way, because we all need help, even if it's mental help. We're helping people, and that makes me feel proud. That makes me really keep wanting to keep doing this more and more. And
That's so true. Yeah, when I first heard about verticals, I wasn't so sure, but the more that I have watched and understand, I appreciate as well. And I appreciate the work of actors who bring that to us, because it's moving at a fast clip. Verticals are changing, verticals are moving forward. And what do you think is coming next, or what would you like to see next in that world?
Well, yeah. When I said that thing previously, I meant that for across all mediums, from verticals to film, TV, whatever. But what would I like to see is definitely I've been seeing it get better as far as like the script and the stories, and not just giving the same 10 stories and just kind of changing the name, changing the location. And they're actually are hearing some of the fans and going, maybe a little less camp, maybe a little more truthfulness, maybe a little more real, which would be great. And I've seen that. Maybe a little more stories about people of color, which would be wonderful. Because a lot of times you kind of see, at least in the earlier days, you see that it was mostly not people of color who were playing a lot of the lead roles here. And now they're understanding that, well, it's not just, there's other stories that can be told. Tell the woman's side of the story, have the woman play the lead. I have friends of mine that are in the LGBTQ community. They're showing those kind of verticals. They're showing, the Latino side, the African-American story. So I'm grateful for that. I've seen them expand, and that's what I want to see them keep doing, expanding, and trusting that the audience doesn't need to be, sugar coated, with the stories. Like, we can only show you so much because we know you're not paying attention. We are paying attention, and we love good stories. And when we see camp, we still kind of go, oh boy, that was campy. But we do want to see good stories. So hopefully that continues to get better.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. It's been super fun.
Wow, that flew by very quickly.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Now, before we go, Danny, is there anything that we have not touched on? Do you have new projects you want to say that are coming out that you'd like to tell people about?
Yeah, thank you. You guys are wonderful. I had the pleasure of filming for a few weeks in Nashville, Tennessee. I've never been there before. A director there named Jesse Edwards, he directed me in a film called The Stolen Valley, which I recommend. It's a terrific modern day Western. You can find on all the platforms, Tubi, on YouTube. And he reached back out and he says, I wrote this role for you in a film called Robbery at Rockvale High.
Oh.
And, he wrote this role for me, and it was just a fantastic time. Springtime release, so looking forward to that. I just shot another vertical recently, and I don't know what's going on. What was the name of that dang vertical?
Well, it may change its name anyway before it comes out.
It does. It does. It doesn't have any werewolves in it or vampires. So
no werewolves or vampires. No. Billionaires. No.
This was about ballet. So
okay.
I got to work with a buddy of mine named Casey Esser, who's a good dude.
We've had Casey on.
Yes, I did. Never Let Me Go with Casey. That's why I met him. So we got to work on this again together. He's a good dude. And one other vertical I did that was really a good time was Undercover Prison King. I don't know if you got a chance to see that. Mark Herman played the lead on that one. He's a buddy of mine. So if you check that out, that's actually a pretty good one as well too. But that one already came out. But yeah, and now I'm in the process of just auditioning and writing still, and trying to get my own stuff going, and looking forward to 2026. It's been a great last couple of years.
Are you trying to write a vertical, or are you just trying to do other things?
I write. Like, people hire me to fix their scripts, to ghostwrite, I do script coverage. So you always got to do things, on the side outside of acting. I coach
Oh, yeah.
actors as well too.
Mhm.
So I coach them not just in acting, but also in life. Trying to teach them how to get out of their own way, because a lot of actors just get in their way, and that's why they cost themselves work. So yeah, I have started writing a vertical. I can take some of my scripts and convert them to vertical form. It's very easy to do. Yes. The answer to all that is
yes. Well, maybe 2026. Maybe.
Oh, I've fully plan on it on many things for 2026. Yeah, I'm actually making my vision board right now for the new year. There's a lot of energy things that, and I know we're gonna get going here, but let me just say this for performers out there, creatives out there, people, anybody. You are worthy and deserving of all your dreams and all your passions coming true. You are enough. Never think that you're not enough. You're as equal as anybody else out there and as deserving as anybody else out there. You just have to know, you have to see it, you have to believe it. Get out of your own way. Meditate, visualize yourself succeeding, visualize yourself doing the things that you love to do, that you want to see yourselves doing, that you see people that you admire doing. You are worthy of that. Vision boards is a great way to also do it. Cut out the pieces in magazines of things you see yourself doing, wanting to do, wanting to work with, money you want to make. You'd be surprised how much the energy will manifest and form this together and bring forth this to you. So you will see yourself living the life that you have dreamed. You are worthy of this.
Very nice advice. Very nice
Yay.
advice. But thank you so much for coming. Hope you had a good time.
I did. I had a blast. You guys are wonderful.
Well, we try. But people out in cyberspace, thank you for coming and joining us. You were very quiet in the chat room. Shame on all of you. But in another hour, we have Christine Havens coming on with us. So join us for that one if you can. And if not, we'll see you again next time. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.
Take care.